think I prepared slides, but I thought I will not use a slide because I want all of you to understand as a scientist, as an entrepreneur, as a technology guy, how I look at it, how I think, and how I do it. So I think really honored to be here on two reasons. One, I think Krishna Ella and Bhaskar Rao's vision of a KIMS, which now public listed, now it will be on par with Apollo in terms of the public issues point of view. Okay, so that brings a brand image for the country in a way that's important. And second is, I'm surprised to see I didn't know this award function and all that, and it's a really humble and privileged to meet every one of you. And I want to thank every doctor here, profusely in my handful, to all of you, who serve the society in a crisis of situations of like this. And my points are going to be three angles. One, I just start thinking what I should talk. Dr. Reddy spoke about the Bloomberg, who got a Nobel Prize, how hepatitis B vaccine came in. Originally, they were making a plasma. People were infected with the hepatitis B. They isolate the plasma, purify. There was a limited supplies. Not much was there. And it's a DNA virus. When hepatitis B DNA virus, you can't multiply in a cell culture. So when you can't multiply a cell culture, what happens is you have a limitation of the supplies of the production. That is how the recombinant vaccine strategy started. That the build-up, the entire recombinant strategy has started from the hepatitis B vaccine. And that hepatitis B vaccine, what came out as a University of California, San Francisco developed it, and that technology was moved to GSK. Actually, it is moved to biogeneric one company, small biotech company. That small biotech company was transferred to GSK. That is how Engerix B came in existence. That's how the hepatitis B has scaled up, and also new development of a technology of recombinant technology developed. Having said that, in fact, two companies were started. There are two vaccine companies in this country. One traditional vaccine company, like a DPT, hepatitis B, DPT, and measles, those sort of vaccine companies, like Serum Institute and BE. And then Shanta Biotech, Varaprasad Reddy started here, followed by me, we started. And we both really revolutionized the concept of hepatitis B vaccine. When I said, now today the hepatitis B vaccine is sold at 10 rupees a dose to the government of India. When we launched the vaccine, the Engerix B was 840 rupees a dose. And we launched about 350 rupees as a dose, and it brought down the price. And as the scale of the technology scales up, the production goes up, the price goes down. That's how in the vaccine field. In a vaccine field, if we don't recover in 18 months our investment, the technology is useless. A simple game in a vaccine field. But we work for 14, 15 years for a vaccine. But we work for 14 to 15 years, but when we come out in 18 months, we recover the investment. And I think having these two vaccines started right in Hyderabad. So in a way, India should be grateful to Hyderabad. The two companies are one responsible to bring the hepatitis B under control and affordable to the entire country's immunization program. But the problem is, there still gaps are there. A lot of people are not responding to hepatitis B vaccine. Don't think that 100% are there. My feeling is more than 10 to 12% are not responding. And particularly immunocompromised people is going to be much more serious issue. And I think, as I came today now, I'm thinking there are new chemical adjuvants have come. And if somebody can put an adjuvant into the old hepatitis B vaccine, it can be made more, even immunocompromised patient can be vaccinated. So that needs a bigger clinical trial and all that. That's a simple aspect of the hepatitis B, and I'm honored to be here for that hepatitis B day. What we contributed to both the Varaprasad Reddy and Bharat Biotech, we contributed significantly to the country's program. But that is the start of the entrepreneurship for us. And this vaccine, hepatitis B, Revac B, was launched by Dr. Abdul Kalam. And I think yesterday was his birthday, Dr. Abdul Kalam's birthday. And he was the one who launched, and Kakarla Subbara was there. And right in Taj Krishna, about 98, we launched the vaccine, hepatitis B vaccine. But we recovered all our investment in less than 18 months, and we put all our money back into the thing and the companies to grow. So I want to talk about innovation. So how the innovation, and then next stop is going to be what are the strategies we're working as a vaccine field. Because many people think multinationals are advanced in technology. There's a perception being created in this country. And it is true. But the pharma companies in this country have only done a generic product, not created an innovation or not created a new molecule that can stand out in the globally. That has not been created. But pharma was more of a generic, whatever the Pfizer has got, same molecule, you make it, and affordable. And that is also important, nothing wrong in it. But that has been brought in. And I think, when we finished the hepatitis B vaccine, we started the rotavirus vaccine project. The rotavirus, because many children die in India, rural areas particularly, if a baby gets a diarrhea in the night, the baby dies in the morning. In the rich people in Hyderabad, who gets a diarrhea baby, they got a KIMS to get admitted, and hospital billing people will be billing, and they will be saved, children will be saved. So rich people also gets a disease, but they're saved because of hospitalization, and the cost is hospitalization. And in the poor villages, and almost 600,000, 6 lakh children die in India of diarrhea, of rotavirus diarrhea. So when I came from US, actually, I want to tell you that I'm a PhD, I'm not a real doctor. My massage fellow says PhD means permanently head damaged people. Okay, so so don't you think that I'm a real doctor. The massage says I'm a fake doctor. My wife says I'm a fake doctor. My son and daughter is the doctors, but she thinks she's the real doctors. So, but I think the rotavirus, we started the concept. It's Indo-US bilateral program. It took 17 years, the project, to complete a clinical trial, all the clinical trial. We have done a phase 3 efficacy trial in CMC Vellore, AIMS in Delhi, and KME in Pune. We've done a trial with 10,000 babies, newborn babies. The trial is a pregnant lady of 6 months, pregnant lady has to be recruited in the villages. See the controversy that you create. A pregnant lady, if she gets died of the baby something else, and it will be blamed on the vaccine. And that was the toughest trial we have done in the country. And this is the first efficacy trial in the developing world. Even China has not done, nobody has done it. Except US and UK, Europe, nobody else done that type of efficacy trial. So we had to do 10,000 babies, and we have given, and then Gates Foundation gave a $200 million as a grant for a clinical trial program. But then they put a condition that I should not bribe a mother to do a clinical trial. So you can't exploit the poorness of a lady of exploiting a clinical trial. So the tough challenge for us in India, that one. So what we did is, we took 2 years of health insurance to mother and baby, both. The mother was given the entire health care for 2 years. Any complication, even a cancer, cardiac, anything is there, we are taking care of it. We put an ambulatory 108 ambulatory, every 2 kilometers village, one ambulatory. And then every mother was given a mobile phone, and she pressed the button, any emergency, it goes to server in Delhi, and the hospital, the 108 with the doctor goes to the village in less than 10 minutes. All programmed, everything programmed. And actually, we are writing a story on that, how we have done a clinical trial, first time in the developing world, in situations where a controversy is so high, and journalism is so high, and something political heat is so much in this country. So fortunately, we completed those clinical trial and published in Lancet, and after 17 years, the vaccine came out, and it is now launched by the Prime Minister, and my grandson was the first one to take the vaccine. Okay, and after that, now it is supplying to more than 123 countries globally. Many African countries are now shifting from GSK vaccine, Rotarix, to Rotavac in many of the African countries, because we brought the delivery system, because the Rotarix is a 2 ml dose. When you pour in baby mouth, 2 ml. Why I'm trying to tell you this, you see how a scientist thinks and how we think of a public health problem in a village situation. How do you solve that in a technological angle? So that is what I'm trying to tell. When a 2 ml you pour it to gynecologists will know, children's pediatricians will know, 2 ml pouring into baby mouth is not an easy, that to newborn baby, pouring 2 ml. I said it's not right. It should be done differently. So we brought it as a 5-drop concept, like a polio drop. So you put 1, 2, 4, 5 drops, you're done with the vaccination. So easy to give, even a non-pediatrician or even a local assistant can be given that vaccination. That's how we brought, finally Prime Minister liked the program and implemented in the National Immunization Program, rotavirus vaccine. And we got almost 8-9 patents around the rotavirus itself on a formulation, delivery system and all that. So then I said, okay, fine, rotavirus vaccine is a story of a third company in the world. After the Merck and GSK, we are a third company in the world. Nothing great about it.